Hey folks, Steve Alcorn here with you once again. Like, share, subscribe. Leave me a comment down below if you like what I'm doing. Make sure you hit that bell notification. And that's about it. So today we're going to show you what's sold in the month of June so far. Today is June 20th, 2019, right? June? January, February, March, April, May, June, July. July? June. I don't know. Whatever month this is, we're going to show you what's sold so far. So 20 days of sales. Now this isn't everything. There's a few things that I'm not going to show on here, but most of it, this is all eBay sales. So we'll go ahead and do that. We're going to share my screen as soon as I get that up on the other screen. So here we go. Number one. These are cool. These are always cool to find. This is just a Jemmy hamster. Birthday Buddy Ringo singing Beatles tested. I don't know. I stole somebody else's description, but it did sing some sort of Beatles song, I guess. But anyway, it was cool. Paid $1, maybe. No, I got this at a rummage sale, so it was probably under $1, but we'll call it $1. Sold it for $17.99 plus no shipping, free shipping. They're under £1. But these little singing hamsters can do good. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Just look them up. Remember, you're going to want to stick around to the end because the biggest or best or coolest sale is at the very end of this video, and you guys will appreciate it. So, all right, sold another box of these. I have one left. Actually, yeah, I think I have one left, 3 sold. I don't know why people need these things, but they are recording Recessa Annie paper, vintage thermal recording paper, I think. Maybe it's not thermal. I don't know. But people still buy them for 25 bucks a box. I'm probably the only person on the planet that had any for sale, and so they have to come to me to get them. I'm going to pause the video. All right, so that was just some spam. I get these spam calls all the time, so I apologize for that, but that was limited health enrollment, something or other. Anyway, this is a Duophone made for Radio Shack. It's just a message cassette, outgoing message cassette tape. These typically go anywhere from $10 to $15, so I got $14.99 shipped for it. I probably paid $0.25 for this one, so not bad. Definitely under $1, probably $0.25. I wouldn't have paid much more than that. Usually cassette tapes, any kind of cassette tapes, that's what I'm going to pay for them at a yard sale because I don't look that stuff up. I just know it has some value. Not much, but some. This one, I got this out of a free box. This is Music on the Go. These are just little tiny music keychains. If you're around when these were new, you probably remember this was from the late 90s. This is untested. It was sealed and new, and I couldn't find this particular one, so I priced it high, in my opinion. Some of them do go for 40 or 50 bucks, but I kind of went in the middle of where I saw them priced and just priced it. It took a couple weeks to sell, so I have no money into that and made $24.95. This one I have $5. Paid $5 for this at a yard sale. There was no collar with this, but it was the electronic fence containment system with no collar, and I made sure to put no collar several places in here. This one sold for the full asking price of $99.99 plus shipping, so $5 into $100. I'll do that every day of the week. I only need one sale a day, wouldn't I? I did pay up for these. I paid $20 for these. These are, I believe, discontinued by Dr. Scholl's. I got these at my warehouse store. That's why I'm restricted in some Dr. Scholl's on Amazon, but not. This is one of those. But even if I wasn't, I probably still would have put them on eBay. So $20 in. $44.95 out. Of course, we had shipping in there, but they're under £1, so they went for less than $5 shipping. So let's say 30. I made $14 or $15 on these. Not too bad. Not something I'd want to do all the time, but still, it was a very quick sale, and so that's why I did it. Now, if I found a whole box of these for 20 bucks a piece, I'd still buy them because I know that they will sell at this price really quick, and it's all money. You'll still make a profit. So Dr. Scholl's CF440 custom fit orthotic inserts. I stole somebody else's listing title, so I would normally not put brand new and sealed packaging, and I normally would not put a dash in there because that can mess up the search engines, but whatever, it's sold. This is an old PC game from 1998. It was complete. I don't think it was ever played, but I don't believe I mentioned that, but it was in very nice condition. The strategy guides, everything was in there. It took quite a while to sell, maybe a couple of months, but I think $1 into this. My wife actually picked this one up at a yard sale and showed it to me, or maybe it was a Goodwill, and showed it to me, and I said, yeah, let's try it. So I didn't look it up or anything. I just bought it. I listed it for $19.99, and it eventually did sell, so not a bad deal. You can see that the box was really nice on this one, and everything was in there, and I don't think any of it was ever used. 1996 to 2000 Suzuki RM125 service manual. Interesting story. I bought this to sell on Amazon. Scout IQ told me it was a good one, but because Scout IQ doesn't know that I'm restricted in certain manuals and textbooks and things like that, I didn't go ahead and look and see if I was restricted. Well, I'm restricted in the automotive category. I've tried many times. I know a lot of other people have gotten unrestricted, but I cannot for some reason. So we threw this one on eBay. It goes for about $27 on Amazon. I did $19.99 on eBay. Free shipping. It was, of course, medium mail, and it sold fairly quickly. I have 63 cents into this book. All my books are 63 cents at my Goodwill. Rockwood. This is for a chainsaw. It's a spring for a home light chainsaw. This was in the free box. Sold it for $10. Shipped. It was free. So I still made $4 or $5 on that. And it weighed under 2 ounces, so it was $3 something to ship. This was $1 at a yard sale. Anytime you come across any type of voice recorder for $1, pick it up. This one isn't one of the better ones, so I got $12.95 for it. But at $1 into $12.95, they weigh under 4 ounces. What I do typically with these is wrap them in a piece of corrugated cardboard and stick them in a small little padded envelope, and they still weigh under 4 ounces, and they ship well that way. So $1 into $12.95. My wife also picked this one up. She saw it because she knows that these do well as well. Now, I've sold some of these in the $50, $60 range opened, but this particular one isn't worth that much. This is from my warehouse store. I keep calling it the warehouse, but I'm going to start calling it the salvage store. I sold 2 of these. This is the last one I had. Paid $1.50 for these. Sold it for $15.45. This was considered hazmat, I believe, on Amazon. I still wouldn't have sold it over there anyway, but this stuff does pretty well for me when I do get it. This was retail arbitrage from Walmart, actually, quite a while ago. Paid $4, sold for $14.95. Not great money, but there is some profit in it. These were right after Christmas time I got these, so it took that long to sell. Free shipping, $14.95 minus 4, so still these shipped under 4 or 5 ounces. It was a really small item. And I had 2 or 3 of them, different styles, and this was the last one I believe I had. Another voice recorder. This one, that picture is horrible, but somebody still bought it because maybe this picture is better. I don't know why my pictures were so bad on this one, but somebody bought it for $20. This, again, is not one of the better voice recorders, but I bought this for $1 at a yard sale a year ago. Threw it in my desk drawer, forgot it existed, pulled it out, and it sold within a week. So $20 from $1 into $20. I'll do that all day long. This also plays MP3s. So it does have a little bit of a benefit there, I guess. I don't know. But the pictures were horrible. I suck at pictures at times. Sometimes they're really good, sometimes not so much. All right, 5-channel walkie-talkie. I love this old Radio Shack stuff. Some of it sells really good, and some of it doesn't. I think we paid $5 for this one. I'll have to ask my wife. She found it. Actually, this was from a rummage sale, so it was in with a bag of stuff. So I probably have under $1 into it. Typically, the rummage sales around here, if you just throw everything in a bag and you take it up to the counter, they just want it gone. So they'll just say, "How about such and such for the whole bag?" And I think this is how that one came. I'm not 100% certain, but this is a Radio Shack voice-operated hands-free 5-channel walkie-talkie headset, TRC-507. I actually found another one of these at one of the thrift stores I go to, and they wanted $15 for it, so I didn't buy that particular one. But this one was cheap, and we got $24.95 for it shipped. It looked like it had never been used. This one, I think I paid $2 a piece for these records. Maybe, no, $5 a piece for these records. That's it. I got these at my salvage store. I have 2 of this particular one. I got really, really, really good feedback on this. This is Jamiroquai, Emergency on Planet Earth, new vinyl, 180 gram. I don't know what any of that means. That's just what it says on the record. And the item number, manufacturer's item number, MOV LP729. Anyway, so this one is, I think, a 2-record set in there. But anyway, the guy who got it, or the lady who got it, really was happy with the way I shipped it and the way they got it and received it. So I have one more of these left. You can see 20th anniversary reissues is what this is. Entirely remastered. I don't know, but that's what it is. I have one more if anybody's interested, Jamiroquai fans. This was out of that camera lot. It was a pair of Bushnell binoculars. These were 10 by 50 wide-angle sport view, fully coated optics, Instafocus binoculars. Had no idea how to price these. They were in very nice condition. I mean, very nice. They looked like they had really never ever been used. As you can see by the photos, there's no scratches on the lenses. The case was clean. Everything was clean. So I doubt they were ever used. So I listed them for $49.95 or best offer, and somebody paid full price plus shipping on them. Didn't get them back, so it must have been a good deal. But those are a really nice pair of binoculars, very heavy. Buns of Steel, Volume 1. I think through 3 is in there. Yeah, there's 3 original workouts in there. Volume 1 includes these 3. So it's Volume 1, 3 DVD set. I don't like the way that title was, but I did take it from somebody else, which I should check a little bit closer on that. But anyway, this is Buns of Steel. I got it for $1 and sold it for $20 because it was new seal. I'm gated on DVDs yet and on Amazon, so they go on eBay. There's some money in DVDs even on eBay. This was also out of that the free box, the free stuff I got at the surplus store or the salvage store. These are bull rings. I sold 2 of these. I think the other one's in here. Yeah, it's in here too. But $19.99. Not bad. This was $1.50 from the salvage store. Sold for $19.99. These took a long time to sell, but when people buy them, they really tend to like them. But Majestic Pure essential oil. It's myrrh. I wish it was gold, but it's not gold or frankincense. It's a myrrh. And it sells. So $20. I've sold 3 of these altogether out of the 4 that I had. So they took a while, but they do sell. There's the other Keeper bull rings, also sold for $20, $19.99. This was also out of that free lot from the salvage store. I've sold 2 of these. I have 1 left. Oklahoma Sooners license plate. They're just like a chrome. They're actually a really nice heavy-duty license plate. Not license plate, but frame. License plate frame. This was retail arbitrage from, and I'll tell you where I went and got these. These were from Tuesday Morning. They had a bunch of different hats for $2.99. So I bought all the Raiders hats they had, which was 3 at the time. And I went back just recently and got some more. I haven't put them on yet, but The Raiders hats were the best out of the lot. I bought some Cincinnati Reds hats, and I bought some Pittsburgh Pirates hats, and I bought some other Brooklyn Dodgers, like a throwback hat. Those haven't sold yet, but these Raiders hats seem to be pretty hot, so we're going to sell them. And I'm getting $14.95 minus the $3 minus the shipping, which hats I can ship for under 8 ounces usually, right around 8 ounces. So still a first class sale, and I've gotten some good feedback on these, so it's good. Also out of the free lot, this was KidTrack 6-volt battery charger. I have no clue what it goes to. And this is the way it was inside the box, so that's the way they got the photo of it. That paper is around the thing, around the cord, and I didn't want to take it off. I could have, but I didn't want to. I actually got good feedback on this one. $15 for a free item. Here's one you won't believe. It didn't really sell for $48.50, but it can. Now, the reason mine didn't sell for that much is because the box was pretty rough. This is Truly Radiant Whitening Booster. It's just a toothpaste. It is a discontinued toothpaste, though. And if you find this, it can sell for up to $48.50 or more. I did take a best offer of $25 because of the way the box was. But we shipped that one out, and it's gone, and no returns on it, so that's a good thing. Here's the scammer item. This was the Linksys router that I sold, and got that email from a couple of videos back from the buyer saying it didn't work and all this and that and whatever, and they couldn't hook it up, and it just heated up and blinked or something. So an update on that is, yeah, they didn't get their money back. PayPal decided in my favor. eBay decided in my favor. They took the negative feedback off immediately. A few days later, the person messages me and apologizes for trying to get one over on me. And I've never heard of anybody actually getting an email from a scammer after they've lost the case apologizing, but I did. Because I treated it and you guys know if you watched that video, I treated it 100% professionally, I think, and just went about it the way that I should go about it, and everything fell into place for me and not for them because I did it the right way. And if you're doing things the right way, chances are you're gonna come out on the good end of things. Not always, but most of the time. So we came out on the good end of this one. And I kept my $51.99. They kept their router, and that was that. So here, the next one I've sold twice. This is an Apple TV 32 gig, 4th generation. I got this for $5 at a yard sale. Oh, by the way, that router was a $10 router. I paid $10 at a garage sale for it. This one was $5 at a yard sale. First guy I sold it to, after he bought it, had all sorts of questions, and is it scratched, does it work, is it this, is it that, and then he never paid for it. So got a little hesitant, relisted it. Somebody offered me $60 for it, and I took it last night. They paid, and it's shipped out the door this morning, so it's gone. It did work. Everything was good with it. It came with the power cord and the HDMI cord that was issued with it. The only thing it didn't have was the controller, and that's why I sold it for $60. These things can go for decent money. It's only one generation removed, I think, from current. So if you find these at yard sales, pick them up if they're cheap, even if they're not too cheap. I mean, I could have paid $20 for this and still made good money. These are drainable pouches for like colostomies and things like that, I believe. My wife knew what they were when we saw them at a rummage sale, and I got these for $1 a box. I sold 2 boxes at $20.20 a piece. Why were they $20.20? I don't know. I don't know where I came up with that number. But the same buyer bought both boxes, so that was $40.40. And they sold just this week, and they went pretty quickly after listing. I bought them like 2 weeks ago. Here's a good one. If you guys don't know about the AGS 101 Game Boy Advance SP, this is the graphite version. I don't know how other versions do because this is the only one I've ever sold. But I did know about it. Well, I bought this, I don't know how long ago. It's been, I don't even remember buying it. It's been in my desk drawer for quite a long time. And I said, well, I'm going to look that up. and I knew about the AGS 101s, but I had not really looked into them. So today I looked this up, or a couple days ago I looked this up, and I was amazed. Now I took $79.95 for this. They can go for more. The reason I did is because it was pretty scratched out, but the screen worked. It held a charge. I did have to buy an aftermarket charger for it, so I have $5 into this. So I took $79.95 plus $3.75 shipping. I'll show you a picture of the back so you know what it looks like. AGS-101, and the reason people want this is because it has the brighter screen. So, and they'll use it to mod other things. And I don't know what they're modding. I forget. Game Boy maybe. I don't recall. But they use it and they love it, and they're willing to pay good money for it. I have another one of these sitting out in the other room that I'm going to have to take apart and see if I can figure out why the power isn't working on it. Other than that, even for parts, these things sell really well. You can't really see the scratches, and that's kind of maddening to me because I hope that they know it. I mean, you can see them kind of there, but it was worse than it looks, and it was dinged and scratched, and I did mention that. So look out for those Game Boy Advance SPs. This, if I remember correctly, this was in a free box, but it's been a long time. I don't remember. Bought a bunch of these at, well, you can see I sold 9 of the reds. I had black and I had blue as well. Bunch of these at Office Max quite a while ago. I bought them to sell on Amazon, and I'm not restricted on Amazon, but I am restricted in new. So I decided, instead of sending them into Amazon and letting them sit there, because I can only sell them as used, I will list them on eBay and ship them out as they sell. And that's what I did. And so I didn't have to pay storage fees, basically. Anyway, so I have like 1 left out of the 9 of these. I think there was like 20 some. I paid $6.50 or so for these. I didn't make a lot of money. They were cheap to ship, but they were under 4 ounces. So I actually have a pair right here that I kept, and you can see they're not very big, and you are getting very sleepy. Just a little wireless Bluetooth headset, nothing major. I kept a pair of the blue ones because that was the least popular color, and I knew people would rather have red or black. This was a really good one. I paid $1 for this at a yard sale. This is a Halliburton belt buckle from 1985, commemorating the Super Cementer of 1920. There was others of this on eBay, but all of them said Halliburton here at the top, and for some reason mine did not. So they were going for, I don't remember what they were going for, but I threw it out for $24.95, and it took about a month to sell. I got this at a yard sale. About a month to sell. Typically you can get belt buckles for the most part. People just think hey, it's just a belt buckle, so you can get them fairly cheap. And like I said, I paid $1 for it, so sometimes I've gotten belt buckles for as low as $0.25, just because people just don't think that they're worth anything. And this one was 25 bucks. Here's another thing from that camera lot. I did sell the entire camera lot. It is gone. Whatever I didn't want to put on eBay, a guy came to my yard sale 2 weeks ago, and I sold it to him for 30 bucks, the rest of it. But you can see just in this one camera, I made almost what I paid for all of them, which was 40. I sold the radio for 100 right away, so I had already made my money back. So everything now is profit. There's a few more items on my eBay store. These pictures weren't great either, but this one just shipped out yesterday, I believe. These pictures are horrible. I've since changed the background a little bit. I put new stuff. Somebody had written 1929 on this one, and there was also written on the inside the Paul Barch, I think, looks like bought by Paul Barch in 1929. So what made this one a little more unique and a little more valuable is it did come with the original instructions, which is, those are hard to come by, especially with the original camera. So usually these sell in the $25 range, so I added another $10, and I did get it. and it shipped out yesterday. Another item from the free pile from the salvage store, $21.95 for 2 little batteries. Yep, and I've already gotten feedback on these. So they're cordless phone batteries. They're 2301744. I don't know, but somebody knew, and they bought them. So $21.95. When you're buying batteries, or especially getting batteries in a free pile, you do take a risk that they may not work. But apparently these did, and the buyer was very satisfied. Another item out of that free box. This is a very expensive bike chain. It could have went for a little bit more money, but because my box was open, I did sell it for $21.95. I think I could have got $30 out of this if the box hadn't been open. But I'm glad it was, because then I was able to show the chain. I was also able to show everything on the box. And $21.95 for a bicycle chain, and that thing was heavy. I did have to pay. It still was under a pound, but it felt very heavy in that little small box. This was a $1 remote. I think we got this one at a yard sale. This is for Integra Home Theater RC391M remote. Very hard to find remote. I always like to take a picture of the battery compartment so they can see it's clean. Take a picture of the underside and the top side. That's really all you have to do with these remotes. This one did light up, but I didn't get a picture of that. I thought I had one, but you can see this one's kind of a unique remote. So my wife found it and said, these can go for up to $50. Well, this one had a slight problem. The volume button didn't work. So I ended up having to take this entire remote apart, cleaning it out on the inside, and putting it back together, and it still didn't work correctly. So I did it one more time, and then finally worked the right way. I used contact cleaner for that. I don't think I have it sitting right here right now, but and then Q-tips and stuff like that. So even if you pick up a remote like this, or any remote, it's usually 1 or 2 screws. Take these things apart. You get a one of those little plastic deals that take electronics apart, and you shouldn't use a regular screwdriver or flathead or whatever to take these apart, but as far as peeling the plastic apart. But anyway, I did it, and it worked, and we sold it for $24.95. So $1 into $24.95. You see a theme going on here: free, $1, $5. I don't spend a lot of money on eBay merchandise typically. Here's another micro cassette recorder. This one went for $30. I had this one for quite some time. I did throw some tapes in with it. I found some old Radio Shack tapes. Optimus recorder. This one was probably from the 90s or maybe 80s. I don't think it had a date on it. But it did come with the box with the instructions. And I threw those tapes in with it. It did work. So just sent that one out the other day. Haven't heard anything back, so it must have been all right. Here's an interesting one. This thing, for parts, these things go really expensive. So $39.99 is what I got out of it. I put this one on auction because it didn't. I feel that when I'm selling something for parts, I want people to pay for it, and I feel like when they pay the reasonable amount. So I forget what I started this auction out at, probably $19.99. But if they're bidding on it, they're more likely to look at the listing and make sure this is what they want, and then they have more time to decide, okay, I don't really want this, and cancel their bid or whatever. So this is a parts unit. I don't know what was going on with it. It did power on. You can see that it powered on. It did give an error, and that error is because the battery was no good. I went in to replace the battery, and I didn't have a spare battery, so I took the old battery out, and that involves a soldering iron and things like that. And I did mention that internal battery has been removed. The machine itself was in nice condition. It did power on, so somebody who knows what they're doing working on these will figure it out. But this unit here sells for $140 if it's working or so, and I've seen them go for as much as $60 for parts. But I was happy with $39.99 because I paid $3 for it at a rummage sale. Michael Jackson. You find this game a lot, but you rarely find it with the actual gloves that come with it. That glove weighs a ton. You wouldn't believe it. It's, I don't know if it's a replica of Michael's actual glove, but that thing is heavy. And of course the game was in nice condition. I took a best offer of $17. The guy was going to give it to his girlfriend for her birthday or something, and that was fine with me. He offered me 17 bucks. I think this one came out of a free box, or I paid 50 cents for it. So for me, $17 out of 50 cents is pretty doggone good. Pet Armor Sure Shot 2X. This is from the salvage store. I've had this one for quite a while. Paid $1.50, sold for $14.99 shipped. In the moment you've all been waiting for, how much did the Hero Quest sell for? Well, as you recall, I didn't know exactly how much I was going to put it up for, so I went to the high end. I went $2.25, I think, or best offer, and I got $2.25 out of it, plus shipping. So the Hero Quest board game, if you recall, I paid less than $1 for this because I got that in that whole lot of yard sale stuff, or rummage sale stuff, for $10. And the board game, I knew would be worth $10. I knew it would be worth at least $100. I got several $100 offers on this thing, but I held off, and took a couple months, but somebody came along from Cincinnati, Ohio, actually, and bought it, and paid me the full ask of $2.25. So if you find any Hero Quest games out there and you find them complete, you can get $225. Now, if you recall the video I did about how I packaged this and how I researched it and all that, I packaged it up real nice. So when they get it, they're going to look at this and say, wow, instead of me throwing it all in the box like it was when I got it, because that doesn't present well. So I polybagged all the different little pieces together in separate bags and stuff like that, and it presents very nice when the customer gets it. It cuts down your return rates too. Now, I didn't picture that, but when they get it, they'll understand, hey, he took a little bit of extra time and effort into putting this together. So anyway, that is it, folks. $225 plus shipping for Hero Quest. So keep an eye out for that one. That's a good old bolo, if I ever did see one. So thanks for watching. Make sure you like this video if you liked it. Don't like it if you didn't like it. That's fine with me as well. Share it if you think it'll be helpful to somebody else. Make sure you hit the bell notification button, and subscribe if you haven't already. I don't know if I've said that yet. I probably have. I'm going to make you very sleepy. Subscribe. I'm not begging for subscribers, folks. If you don't want to subscribe, you don't have to. But anyway, hit that bell notification. Leave me a comment. Like, share, whatever. Have a good day.